What's up, YouTube? So, I am about to approach my 5,000 mile mark on the old Softail. So I figured, what a good way and a good reason to get out, go for a ride, and tell you guys what I like and what I do not like about the bike. First off, I guess I should explain to you what I have, if you don't already know. I have a 2018 Heritage Softail Classic. It's got the Milwaukee 8 engine. It's the 107, not the 114. Overall, incredibly happy with the bike. There goes a road glide right there. It gives me kind of the best of both worlds, with the windshields being a quick release. Bags are a couple screws. You can strip this bike down to just head around town, do what you got to do. But then if you want to go on a trip, you've got the bags and you've got all that. It's a pretty comfortable bike. As far as what we got there, Heritage and I think a Fat Boy. As far as the engine, I know a lot of people are skeptical on the Milwaukee 8. Like I said, I'm about to approach 5,000 and haven't had any issues on the engine at all. I did my first oil change at about 1,500 miles or so. How's it going, buddy? Haven't had any issues at all. Some things I like about it. I definitely love the blacked out part of it. My personal preferences, I wish they would have gone more in depth. I wish they would have had an option for a chromed out version or a blacked out version, kind of like the touring bikes when you get into like the specials and whatnot. I'm not a huge fan of the partial black and partial chrome. I would have rather have had the option to go all black or all chrome. I would have gone all black with it. As far as the ride, it rides beautiful. I know the older Heritage had kind of a rougher ride on them. These ones here ride great. As far as the seat, the stock seat, it's a great seat if you're doing 100 miles or so a day. We went to DC this year, and of course I took this bike, and on the way home, me and my buddy Mike hit it pretty hard. We took about 400 miles, only a couple pit stops, obviously, for gas. And I was hurting by the time we got home. So, it's, stock seats, you don't really expect a lot of them. So I wouldn't say it's too bad. Now, my wife's not a fan of her passenger seat, so in the future I will be buying a bigger seat for her and I. One big issue I'm having is this gas cap. It rattles like crazy. Now, it's a pretty easy fix. I either go to Harley and buy one, or Amazon or whatever, or I just simply take it up there and have them warranty and I get a whole new gas cap. But I've heard of a lot of people say they have the exact same issue. And I don't like how they sit on top of the tank. I wish they sat, inside, kind of. So I'm going to eventually get some flush mounts. I love the digital display in the Speedo. This Milwaukee 8's got tons of power. It's incredibly torquey. Everybody said, it's a real Torquey engine. Well, it's a Harley, so I didn't buy it for speed, but it's definitely an incredibly torquey engine. And I've only done exhaust on this. I've only done slip-on, so I haven't done any of the upgrades engine-wise or air cleaner-wise, which will be coming here in the near future. I'm definitely a fan that the old Heritage had the chrome things on the seat, the studs or whatever. I definitely like the fact that they blacked them out on this style. I think it blends really well with the bike. It's not Daymaker headlights, but they are LEDs, and they're awesome. Even the passing lamps are. So you really kind of light up the road, wherever you are. It kind of puts out like a beam over the whole road. I know other bikers in front of you aren't as big of a fan of it, but I'd rather be seen, so I'm fine with it. I am not a fan of the windshield. Not a fan of the windshield at all. I feel like, now I've never owned a Heritage, so I just feel like it's either too small or there's something off about it. I get a bad wobble at about 80, 85. And if I take the windshield off, I don't have the wobble, which is great and all, but if I didn't want a windshield, you know, or having a luxury of a windshield, I would have bought a different bike. I don't know if other people have that issue. Maybe it's an issue with my bike. Even mopeds get the old Harley wave there, or biker wave. So I don't know if it's just my bike. Maybe there's a problem with it. I'm going to take it in for the 5,000 miles service, so obviously I'll have them go through everything. Like I said, with the windshield off, I don't have that. So, you know, I'm just kind of taking it, you know, I figured if I have it with the windshield on, obviously it's the windshield. I mean, overall, it was a really good purchase. I take my wife on rides. I took this to DC. Didn't have any problems with it. Had plenty of luggage space. That kind of brings me to the saddlebags. I like that they don't have the old style Heritage bags, even though the older styles were kind of vintage. You know, everybody had that issue over time of the bags that would start to sag or deform. So I like that I don't have those. But the bags on here, I just feel are too boxy looking. Honestly, I'd prefer the hard bags that you get on a touring model. I think they would look a lot better. And then to top it off, they give you such a decent sized bag, but they put the bracket that holds the lid down right in the middle. So I can fit my half helmet in there, but other than that, you really can't fit anything big inside that bag. You'd be able to if that bracket was gone, but it kind of sits right there in the middle of everything. So that's I'm not a huge fan of that on that aspect. But I mean, all in all, like I said, they are better bags than what the older ones came with. The older ones look cool, but just after time they sag, and you gotta buy a bag kit, and of course the leather, it wears eventually. So it's a little more maintenance than what I want to put on it. I do like that they put the cruise control stock on these Softails, especially for me coming from an Ultra. I got used to having the cruise on there, so I think that's nice. It's nice just, you know, kick back on the cruise and go. And before, you know, they only came on touring models. So the Milwaukee 8s come with an oil cooler. It sits on the front of your bike, which is a great idea. Everybody knows one thing about Harleys is they get hot, really hot. If you're in, you know, traffic on a warm day, I mean, some would say unbearable on the older ones. So the oil cooler was a great thing to put on. The problem is, the ones Harley has on here, it's air cooled. So whenever you're riding, you're fine. But even on the older Harleys, whenever you're riding, you're fine. That oil cooler, it doesn't do anything for you if you're sitting in traffic. So the oil cooler design, or the oil cooler thought, was a great idea. The design is not so much. I think they could have just brought, which you can actually buy a kit for a fan that plugs right into your ECM. I know there's a few other manufacturers that will that have, you know, a design for them, but I just feel like if you're going to go as far as putting an oil cooler on there, why not put a fan on there?
Alright, YouTube. So all in all,
very happy with the Heritage Softail. I enjoy the bike, everything about the bike. It's you know, it's like I explained earlier, it can kind of do a little bit of everything with the bike. It kind of gives you the touring feel with the bags and how it rides, but then again, it also can give you kind of like a sporty feel when you pull off the windshield and pull off the bags and give it more of that thinner appearance on the bike. It's a project that's always going on, but that's kind of why I like the Heritage, or not so much the Heritage, but the whole Softail line. I feel like all Softails are so interchangeable, but you can just do a whole lot with a Heritage. I mean, you can throw a batwing fairing on a Heritage if you want, put lowers on it, put an engine guard on it, or you can, you know, strip them all down, put a Springer front end on them. You pretty much do everything you want. So I like the fact that it's kind of a little bit of everything. And I figured while we were here, I'd go ahead and I'd show you some of the things I've done to mine. Hasn't been a whole lot just yet. We did the speaker system and the tab exhaust, like I mentioned before, and I can also show you the insides of the bags. So as far as the speakers go, here's what they are, and you can get these in black and chrome. I did black because I kind of like the blackout look. I wish everything was all blacked out, but they don't offer that. Maybe here in the future they will. So you can see the headlights and stuff here, that those things are bright. I mean, incredibly bright. It's nice evening or whatever. So this is the oil cooler, which, like I said, is a great idea, horrible design. Just because you obviously have to have air passing through here for it to cool down your oil. Or if you're not going anywhere, you don't have anything. So my exhaust is the Tab Performance with the zombie baffles, and they do sound incredibly nice. You can get the tips and variations. I got the black tips. So here's the new bags. I'm sure you guys have already seen them, but let me kind of show you what I'm talking about here. So this right here, and like I said, it's not that big, but it blocks a lot of stuff when you want to try to put it in here. So how about we hop back on the bike here, head back to the house. I'll see if I can think of anything else to add. All right, see you then. All right, YouTube, and we are back here, back on the bike. So if anybody's got Heritage or anything old or new or whatever, throw it down in the comments. You know, tell me your kind of pros and cons about it, what you like, what you dislike about it. Have any ideas of, you know, upgrades to do? Maybe you have a certain tuner you like, certain air cleaner. I'm totally torn on handlebars. I don't know what handlebars to get. I think I'm going to go with 12 or 14s, black obviously, but I don't know, because you've got the Demon, you've got the Gangster Apes, you've got all kinds of different ones out there, and then you've got the different brands. You know, Carlinis are amazing, but they're definitely up there in cost. But kind of comes down to the old saying, you get what you pay for. And I know Carlinis have a really good name out there, and they have 2 or 3 different sets that I really like. All right, YouTube. So that was my 5,000 mile review on the bike. Not really a whole lot more to say. I'll say once again, completely happy with the bike I chose to get. I think it suits me the best. I'm anxious to see when I get, you know, everything I want to do to it done. I think it's going to change the whole look of the bike. I'll kind of make it more mine. All right, so that's going to be the video for today. Hope everybody enjoyed it. If you did, give us a big dirty thumbs up. Smash that subscribe button. And then until next time, we'll see you guys. Have a good one.